Okay, so I think the audio issue was solved. I've solved the audio issue. So let's continue with part 2, just continuing this bug. And yeah, let's continue where we what by removing some of these loops that we don't need. Merging different parts here. Just select these, merge center, push it out a bit, come in here, do the same, merge center, push it back, merge center, so we have this. We still need to do the same for this side here, and let's select this here. Think it should begin around here, or actually it should go all the way. Let's begin simple from here to here. Let's see if we did this, selected this. It will be easy if we just extrude this side like that, select this side from here, extrude that, then join this area here. So we need to do the same for this back side, from there to there, extrude, then join those. Okay, and so we can select this entire loop. Let's see if we use extrude along normals, if that would work. It's a disaster. Let's first recalculate normals and see, try again. It's not working as I want it to. So I think we can extrude and then scale in the Y direction. So we have something like that. But the problem is for this top area, it would have to be the Z direction instead of the Y. So I will move that down like that. I think this is a good place to remove those extra loops we don't want. So this is that, merge that to the center. Merge that to the center. Merge that to the center. Come here. Center. 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 I'll be breaking this live stream into shorter videos that I will upload later, so that if you just want to watch shorter clips, you can do that, because I think this is about 2 hours if you include the first part. Center. Center. If I isolate this object, select this and this, merge to the center, select this and this, center, center, center. I think I need this and this, this and that, this and this. So we have that. And I think if we selected this loop here, and this loop, we can extrude that along normals. Let's see if that would work. Yeah, I think that is better. We just need to fix a few issues here. So this here can be, can push that back like that. And I think if we select this loop here, can be that thing here. So if we push this along using Alt S, which is on its normal, we can also bevel that maybe 2 loops like so. That's of course we have a few issues, so we can select those points that are protruding out. Let's see if we move them on their vertices, what happens. I think that's not too bad, but let's first undo and see what's happening here. We have a few issues here that we need to first solve before we use the bevel tool. So come in, make sure there is good separation between these vertices. So we need to go around and separate these intersecting vertices, because if you don't, your bevel is going to be messed up. So do we even need these extra loops? So if I dissolve that edge loop, this is what we have. Because I'm thinking maybe these are edge loops we can do without. So let's see if we just get rid of them, unless of course it's going all the way like that. So there's also this vertex here. So be careful so that you don't delete as such loops. I just delete, I think we can dissolve the vertex up to there. And now we can join this like that, connect that like that. But this here can be removed. Control X, Control X. I think in some areas it's okay to just separate them instead of getting rid of them completely. Depend on what you want. But where they're too much, and like this area where they are not going through other areas, we can just dissolve them like that. I think we can also merge this with this, so that we only have one edge loop like that. Come here. We need to do the same for this. Actually, maybe can merge this with this into the center like that. Come into this, like that. Okay. Let me turn on some music here. Now we can bevel this edge loop now. and you can see what issues we might run into. And Control B. And we have that. See, what about here? Can we add a loop? I think we need a supporting loop to make this side a bit sharp. So if we join this to this, is there an easier way to do this? I think we'll just use a texture for that area. Let's try this. So this is our handbag right now. This is how it looks. I think this other side, I don't know, can we just use a mirror? Can we get away with a mirror modifier for this area? Or does it need to extend? So let's first remove this. I think we need a loop that starts from there, goes all the way. So we need to start from there to there, extrude. You can add a supporting loop there and then extrude again and then flatten this in that direction. And I think we can join these two. So select this and this, Control J to join them. Now we just need to merge these loops, center, Shift R to repeat the same step. This and this. And we are good to go. We just need to make this smooth, the entire object smooth. And now we have our handbag. So we just need to turn on the subdivision. Now this is what we have. So what should we work on next? Let's add this thing here, which is quite easy. So let's first turn off subdivisions here. Come here, add plane, rotate it 90 degrees, scale it down, bring it forward around there. Can bevel these. Around there. Insert, turn on subdivision surface. You need to straighten these so we can add supporting loops there. Now we can insert this, then push that out like that, and we can extrude, or we can just select this part, extrude it in, extrude again, and then scale in. Then I think we can add a supporting loop here, and add a loop here, and then use Alt S to push it out like that, so that we have something like that. and now we can smooth that part like that. I think we also need a supporting loop around there, and push this in a bit, so this part here needs to be pushed in so that it doesn't intersect. So now we need to add in this lock, so that is two C's. So for that we can use the curves. Go to the curve settings here, let's use around 12 vertices, align to view. Let's isolate this. Isolate, go to edit mode, scale this down, delete these vertices, then extrude, add a subdivision surface. Think we can select this loop, push it in a bit like that, and add supporting loops like that, and supporting loops like that. But see, it loses its curvature when we add those, so we need to select these, then push them in a bit. Maybe use our cursor as the pivot point and rotate these loops that we have added in to maintain our curve. Shift D, duplicate, mirror this in the X direction, and then move it like that, and go to the front view, and let's see. You can select this loop, turn on proportional editing, make sure that it's set to connected, then move it. Let's go. Move these around so that, move this bottom section, so we can select these here, increase our selection, I don't know, maybe let's just select the entire thing, rotate it, rotate it like this, and then select this loop, push it out like that. Now let's see, we need to eliminate that intersecting parts. So we have something like this, and for the lock it shouldn't be that complicated as well. Let's turn off proportional editing, Shift D, duplicate one vertex like that, and we can create something of this sort. Yes, turn off proportional editing. Now push it inside a bit, and then insert extrude, scale, extrude. So we have something like this. That this is too big, so we can push it back. And that is going to be our lock. So go to the front. I think these C's are too small, so let's see how we can make them larger. So if we selected these, Control L, if we use Alt S, let's select one, Control S, Alt S, make it larger. Select the other one, Alt S, also make it bigger like that. And that is our lock. Center the origin. We can parent it to this. I think this is pinching a bit here, so we can move these, separate these evenly, something like that. So when you look at you see this, the back side, it also has this back something. So let's do that. We just need to select this part here, Shift D P to separate that. Can move it, and now let's go and select the different loops that would make up that. So let's see, let's look at the reference image again. Maybe save it. And so I think we can cut from around. Yeah, we can just cut off everything that is like that, delete that, so that we only remain with this. What we need also to delete, let's see, these extra vertices. And we need this to be carved off, so we can select this and this vertex and this, hit J, and then delete these extra vertices. Before you delete this, push these to that and delete those. And now we can select one edge like that, one vertex like that, turn on proportional editing. We can change the fall off of sphere. Do something like that. Also maybe push it out a bit, like so. And we just need to select this ring, turn off proportional editing. The first thing we need to do is extrude it so that we have those loops. I think we can merge these. Where you see 3 loops, just merge them. 3 vertices, just merge them into one, so that we don't have to deal with that many vertices. So at the top here, you can just merge them to the center like that. And here, we don't need these vertices. You can just select this, extrude, and turn on. Since clipping is turned on, it will just delete those extra vertices. We also need to extrude this part here. Extrude up like that. Can select this, bevel this edge loop, then merge these vertices so that we have a loop that can go all the way around the bag. I think we have a few issues here, but that shouldn't be too big a problem. So we can just extrude. We can just extrude again. Yes. Extrude again. And now this loop here. Oh, I think we forgot a few things here. We need to merge these vertices also. So center, right to the center. Can merge. So now we have a loop like that. I also need to merge these to the center. Let's just extrude this in, add a loop there, select this loop, and then extrude along its normals to have something like that. And if we add the subdivision surface, we get something like this. Now if you want, you can, let me see, what do we need to add? You can add a loop there, use Alt S to push it in or out, or just select this loop. Let's first delete any vertices that are on the other side of the mirror, so any faces that are here. So it seems we have a few issues. But those I will fix later because they are minor issues. Select this, turn on proportional editing and push it out like this, and also select maybe this here. And then we have this. I think I pushed it out too much, so I will fix that later. Turn on proportional editing, turn on subsub for this. And we now have our bug. We just need to add this chain here. How are we going to approach that? Let's first turn off these. So for the chain, let's add a curve, a bezier curve. Go to the top. I will have it start around here. I need to scale this down a bit, these control points. Rotate these around. Select these, subdivide it maybe a few times, push these around. Just to get some sort of organic shape here. Make sure this is not intersecting in any way, so subtract, add a subdivision there, and to push this out. And you can see, if you look closely, this chain goes around some kind of rope there. So we can go to the curve settings. Let me make sure this audio is working. Go to the curve settings and then turn on under geometry. We can give it a bevel. That size, maybe increase the resolution to 2 and change the fill mode to full. So these should be connected inside there. So instead, I will just rotate them and connect them inside, like so, like so, like so. Make sure there is no intersecting. So we need to reduce the size of this using Alt S, and then let's work on the chain. I'm not sure how the chain looks, but let me try to create something here. So if I do, let's use a curve, give it a bevel for aligned. Maybe reduce that size a bit. I can go to here, rotate this maybe 90 degrees, and rotate this in the opposite direction 90 degrees. Maybe delete these, select subdivide, and separate these now to something like that. Just making something out of my head. I can't really see the shape clearly here, so let's see. Let's try using the array modifier for this. What you can do is Shift D, duplicate this, rotate it 90, rotate this in the X direction 90 degrees. What am I doing? Rotate these in the X direction, rotate X 90 degrees to have something like this. Now let's see if this uses the curve modifier. Yeah, great. So we just need to position these to the same positions. Selection to cursor, like that. Now we can scale this down and increase the array count. Maybe come to this curve and reduce its radius. The problem is, let's see. Maybe just reduce the bevel radius, and then come to this one here and increase its bevel depth. Maybe we need to scale these the X direction and increase the array count. And we have our chain. So now it's easy if you want to just come in and edit the curve in any way you want, and the chain would be updated. So we can make it make an interesting shape like that. And let's go to this. Turn on proportion, turn on subdivision surface for everything. Go to shading mode and let's work out the materials. And see, it already looks good here. So you just need to bring back the reference image here. Let's begin with the chain. Give it that gold color. Then this bag, let's give that brown color or pinkish brown. Turn on ambient occlusion, turn on screen space reflections. The curve also can get that brown. That brown material like that. I think the chain is bigger than this, so let's increase it so we can scale this up. And I think we can come to the curve settings and increase. Should we increase this? I think that's okay. And now we can reduce the array count to something like 30. This should also get the same material. If you want, you can add those textures, but just to keep this quite simple, a bit simple, we just going to use this. Looks like copper. I just want metal. I want gold, which is around there. Can add a plane. And I can move this curve, all these control points above that plane so that they are not intersecting. I do have a leather texture. Have leather textures here, so let's try using those and see. Let me try this. Because I'm not going to UV unwrap this right now, let me just use object coordinates. So, and change this to box. Connect this as the base color. Let's try a different one. Leather texture. We have this leather. This is the color. Okay, this looks even better. So let me add roughness. And then the displacement. Make sure it's also connected to the same mapping. It's too much, so let's reduce this even further to say 0.01, maybe 0.05. I think the roughness is too much, so the reflections are too sharp. So let me add a car ramp here to control that. So we have something like that. I think I can also add the ambient input as well. Add color mix RGB. Multiply, bring in this color here, and let's have it like that. Oh, this should be in the color, not the factor. Now, if you want more ambient occlusion, you just add a color ramp. you can do that. So we need to change this to box so that we remove the stretching that is here. If you're using object mapping, you need to change this, how is it called, the projection to box instead of anything else. I also need this for the displacement. And we have our bag. Let's turn on scene lights. Yeah, so I'll be breaking this down in 2 different parts so that it's easier. So that because this is about 2 hours long, I'll be breaking it down to 10-minute clips that I will upload if you want to watch that in shorter clips. So thank you. Bam bam.